I think the key thing I've discovered about myself is that I can still get where I want to be in terms of my vision, but I can do it in a really calm and relaxed way. And that draws on some of my strengths rather than really feeling sometimes really stressed about the urgency in where I want to be. My name's Renee Wirth. I work at St George Community Housing in the role of Group Executive and Director of the Office of the CEO. Super passionate about it. I think the drive for me was around social justice in cities, and I think there's nothing more about social justice in cities than a social and affordable housing. So it's just been something that I've really loved working in. I joined the Liberated Leaders Foundations program because it just felt like the right time. So I gained from participating in Liberated Leaders a really deep understanding of what drives me in the way I work, and really kind of in some uncomfortable ways, some of the triggers that I have in how I work and have behaviours that can impact others. And I think it's just really shifted my mindset, and at the same time, as kind of the program developed, I started to not just think about me, I started to think about how other people work in the same way. What are their drivers? What are their core concerns? How can I work with them to get the best outcome from where we want to go? But it's just a mindset shift, a huge mindset shift. And in many ways, some of the stuff that we did was really hard. And in the sense of changing how you behave can be really difficult, but it wasn't at the same time. So when you can see the hook of what you need to do to change that habit, it's so easy. And I think I am really different to how I was at the beginning of the year. But I'd worked with Paula and Tony before, and that had changed me already, but this was a real significant shift. The value of the learning support group was actually everyone was trying to learn something new, and we could talk about that and talk about how hard it was to shift some of our behaviours. And equally, as we got to know each other more, we were able to really say some things to people that was provoking, but also really supported us to change what we were doing. So it was really great. I love working with Paula and her coaching style. I often start each session thinking, I don't know what I'm going to talk to Paula about. And then she just helps me draw out exactly what I need to talk about. I'm not even sure what it is, but by the end, the clarity is right there. I think the biggest surprise about the online learning experience is how you could really have intimate, deep conversations, both in the large group and in the small breakout areas. So how do you connect with people in that space? I was really surprised that we could do that. I think the really interesting thing about Liberated Leaders and how relevant it's been to my work, life, and relationships is you're not really taught how to have conversations with people that are effective. And really, if you know how to do that and facilitate difficult but productive conversations, you can just achieve so much and you can really connect with people. I mean, it's sort of so silly that we aren't taught about how we can communicate with others, because it's such an amazing life skill. My leadership style's changed over the course of the program and working with Paula and Tony in probably two ways. One, I'm just really calm. Nothing really phases me in a bad way. Obviously, I can get the passion rising if I need to, but it doesn't impact on other people. It's just a real sense of, yeah, we can solve this together, even if it is a big, complex issue. And then the other thing is really just shifting that mindset from telling and directing, which is my natural style with my direct reports, to a real coaching and mentoring style. But also for me, what's really important to deliver that is I've got to really think and plan out how a conversation may go. It doesn't always go that way, but if I prepare to think, what does that team member need to get where they need to go to, I feel like it always is a really productive conversation. It's not a reactive conversation, it's really thinking about what are the questions that might inspire them to think differently about the problem that they're facing or what they want to achieve.